A number of times. He did nothing wrong. There are no charges against him. Just because Michael Cohen has made a deal doesn't mean anything with regards to the president.
Doesn't mean anything in regards to the president. Let's talk about that with Republican strategist Ken Vecchio and Democratic strategist Ellie Jacobson. Ken, we're going to talk about campaign finance laws in just a second. But if, in fact, Michael Cohen is testifying under oath to the special counsel grand jury that he witnessed President Trump encouraging the Russians to collude with his campaign, to hack Democratic emails, that's a problem, isn't it?
I don't think it's a big problem at all. This is the classic he said case, and that's inherently unreliable, and it's completely unjust to prosecute anybody under those circumstances. I call out that congressman from New York who says, oh, it's so bad that he did this. Wait until somebody falsely accuses him of something, and there's no other evidence, no video, no audio, no eyewitnesses of any kind, no confessions. This case stinks. Just because Michael Cohen says so doesn't mean it's true. Michael Cohen says that, hey, at the direction of Donald Trump, I went out and I made these payments. Oh, yeah? And he said he did it for the purpose of influencing an election. Well, Donald Trump may say something else about that.
And we're going to talk about that point in a second. But, L.A., to Ken's point, if it is just a he said case, that's not enough to bring an impeachment against the president?
No, I wouldn't think so. On the one hand, you know, even if it's a he said, and Donald Trump has lied 4,000 plus times since he's been in office. It's an average about 8 times a day. Michael Cohen yesterday in court said that Donald Trump directed him to do it, but we'll leave all that to the side for the time being. Impeachment shouldn't be a word that anybody is mentioning right now on either side.
But if the allegations are there, suppose Mueller has an impeachment report or grounds for impeachment. He delivers to the Justice Department. The Justice Department sends it up to Congress, and it says, okay, Donald Trump did know about the meeting at Trump Tower where the Russian operatives were there. He knew about Russian efforts, and the president is more involved in this. What do the Democrats do?
I think right now the Democrats, the only line that any Democrat should be saying is that they're going to discharge their constitutional directive to hold the president accountable. That's it. That's what the Republicans have just not done for the last year and a half, is do any actual oversight of this administration. If the Republicans Congress wanted to take this seriously, there would have been a special commission set up the same way there was after 9/11 to investigate after this about the Russian allegations. They haven't done that. All the select committee in the House is basically a laughingstock. So the idea that the Democrats should be doing anything other than their constitutional duty to act as a check on the president is insane. However, once and only once Mueller delivers a report that says anything, that Trump is guilty of anything, you know, obstruction of justice is obviously one of the first things that people talk about, and everybody should remember that Bill Clinton was impeached for obstruction of justice, and Nixon, that was one of the articles that was brought against him. But until that happens, until there's a report from Mueller, it shouldn't be something that people are talking about.
Ken, you have said on previous shows that if the Russians were involved in hacking Democratic emails, that is against the law, and if Donald Trump or anybody else was helping them, that's a problem. What quantifies as help in that regard?
Well, you're absolutely right. I have said it before, and you reiterating it right now should let all the audience know that if Donald Trump was involved in any colluding activity to commit a crime, then certainly he should be prosecuted. But there is no evidence whatsoever that he's been involved in any collusion. I mean, there's nothing that's even remotely close to it. What Michael Cohen is talking about is that Donald Trump may have known about this meeting with Donald Trump Jr. and Paul Manafort before it happened. There was nothing that was involved in that meeting that had anything to do with colluding with Russians to do anything illegal. Just because there was a Russian lawyer there doesn't mean anything in any legal sense.
I think we're going to find out more about that from Mueller. But regarding the campaign finance violation, you have Cohen under oath saying that Donald Trump directed him to break a campaign finance law. Let's stipulate that the campaign finance laws are mushy and are not clear. But still, when you have somebody under oath saying the president directed me to do something that was, at least in the code, is a crime, it doesn't look good.
From a political standpoint, it might be minimalistically problematic, and it's minimalistically problematic and not a mediocre amount problematic because Michael Cohen has no credibility whatsoever. He's flip-flopped on this exact point multiple times. But if you can give me a moment, I think that this is crucial for our country right now in terms of seeing that justice is effectuated. There is no offense here criminally, even if Donald Trump directed him to go and make these payments, and that he made the payments at the time during the election. Why? Think about the dangerous slippery slope that this provides. What if there were shareholders that agreed to settle the Trump University case, and they made a payment during the campaign? Should every shareholder that made a payment that was over $2,700, which is the financial cap for an election, be charged with a crime? No. And one other example, and really this is crucial. Let's say that a woman is so excited about Hillary Clinton that she buys a car for $20,000, and she drives all across the country, and her sole purpose for buying the car was so she could make stops in 59 cities so she could go trumpet Hillary Clinton. Is that a campaign finance violation? No. And that's the kind of slippery slope that we're running into.
Look, I mean, Ken's the legal scholar out of the two of us, and I think that you stated it up front. You know, the finance laws and this campaign finance laws in this country are mushy is a nice way to put it, and every effort should be made to clarify that over the coming months and years, as, you know, hopefully Democrats take back the House and Senate. But in the meantime, we don't know what we don't know what we don't know. That's the most important thing. And as I've said on the air multiple times, we have no idea what Mueller has and what Mueller knows. And until that comes out, everything is just sort of talk.
Democratic strategist Ellie Jacob, Republican strategist Ken Vecchio, who is here with his wife, who is having a birthday today. Happy birthday. You owe her big time for bringing her here tonight. Ken, thanks so much. We appreciate it. Still ahead, the United Nations nuclear watchdog group says Kim Jong-un's North Korea continues building its nuclear program 2 months after his denuclearization pledge to President Trump. Plus, deadly flooding in India. At least 400 people have been killed. More than 1 million are in relief shelters, and some residents are finally returning home. And 2 British tourists did not win any admirers in the Italian government for this stunt. Police want to arrest them. Cirque du So Strange is ahead.